Is new always better? When you start the home buying process, a question a lot of buyers face is whether to buy a new construction or a resale home. And for good reason. Both have their advantages and both have trade-offs. Today, I'm going to walk you through the pros and cons of each so you can figure out which one fits your situation best. I'm Krystal Walker with Ask a Walker, and you're watching Where to Live in Northern Virginia, where we answer all your questions about just that. So if you have a question we haven't yet answered, or if you'd like to talk about your home buying plans, click the link in the description below to schedule your perfect home consultation. We'll meet one-on-one via Zoom to answer your questions and come up with a personalized game plan for your home purchase. All right, so let's get into it. What's the difference? So when I say new construction, I'm talking about homes that are brand new, either just built, currently being built, or still in the planning stages. Many times these homes are going to be part of a larger development, where builders are constructing dozens or even a few hundred homes with similar styles and floor plans. While resale homes, on the other hand, are going to be homes that have already been lived in. Someone owns it, they've made memories there, and now they're selling it in the open market. Simple, right? But here in Northern Virginia, the decision isn't just about new versus used. It's also about lifestyle, location, and how you want to spend your money and also time once you move in. So let's start by breaking down what makes new construction so appealing and what you need to watch out for. Let's start with the good stuff, the perks of buying new construction. First, we have customization. That's probably going to be the biggest draw. Depending on how far along construction is, you may be able to choose everything from the flooring to countertops, cabinet colors, appliances, even minor layout adjustment. It's almost like creating a Pinterest board and you actually get to live in it. For a lot of people, this is a dream. Walking into a brand new home where everything reflects your taste. We recently helped a couple who purchased a home that was midway through construction. They were able to customize the kitchen, select flooring, they added heated bidets to the ensuite bath, a 6-burner jet to the primary shower, and even a wet bar in the basement with a wine chiller. These are all things they could have done with a resale after closing, but by purchasing a new construction home, everything was complete by closing day, and they were able to include the cost of all those upgrades in the purchase price. Now, our second pro is going to be minimal maintenance. A new home comes with brand new systems. That means a new roof, HVAC system, plumbing, appliances. That means fewer unexpected repairs and lower maintenance costs in those first few years. The peace of mind that provides can be worth a lot to a homeowner. Our third pro is that it's going to have better energy efficiency. Builders today use modern materials and technology. Things like upgraded insulation, energy efficient windows, and smart thermostats. These features can make your home more comfortable and reduce your monthly utility bills. Over time, those savings add up, especially when compared to older homes with outdated systems. And finally, the warranties that are included when you purchase a new home are also a plus. Most builders include a 1-year warranty for materials and workmanship, as well as structural warranties for major systems. So if something goes wrong early on, you're usually covered. It's an added layer of protection that you don't usually get with resale homes. And finally, you're going to have a more modern design. Think about open floor plans, larger kitchens with oversized islands, and typically tons of natural light. Builders today know what buyers want. Homes designed for entertaining, working from home, and easy everyday living. So it's not hard to see why so many buyers love the idea of new construction. But as with most things in real estate, there's a flip side, right? So let's talk about some of those trade-offs. For starters, the price. You're paying a premium for new. The base price is just the starting price. So once you add upgrades at the design center, those numbers rise quickly. Even simple things like upgraded flooring, adding recessed lights, or even extra outlets make a difference in the cost. Buyers are often surprised when the model home they toured, the one that looks straight out of a magazine, is actually loaded with tens of thousands of dollars in upgrades. We had a buyer a few years ago who added a little over $100,000 in upgrades in the design center. Now, this wasn't their first time buying a new home, and they knew what they wanted, so they added all the bells and whistles up front. They upgraded the appliance package, cabinets, flooring, both hardwood and luxury carpet. They selected the bonus room with the bathroom on a lower level, added a screened-in porch off the kitchen, and all the high-end upgrades you can imagine. All those changes added up very quickly. Our next con is going to be timing. So if the home isn't finished, you're on the builder's timeline. That could mean waiting 6 months, 9 months, or even longer, depending on supply chains, weather, and county inspection. We had clients who went under contract in December of last year and didn't close until a few weeks ago. That's 10 months. Nearly a full year before they could move in. Now, that was the expected timeline at the time they went under contract. So it wasn't a surprise and there weren't any impediment. But that brings me to my next point, which is unexpected delays. Although there is a timeline and an expected closing date when you put the property under contract, unlike a resale, that's more of a suggestion than a hard deadline. So depending on the contract, the builder may fall behind schedule and postpone settlement. Now, thankfully, knock on wood, that has never happened with any of our clients. And then third is going to be limited negotiations. Builders rarely negotiate on price, especially in a competitive market. They may offer closing costs or design center credits if you use their preferred lender or title company, but they prefer to keep the home prices consistent across the community. That means what you see on the website, that starting price, is just that. It's the minimum you'll likely pay for the selected model. And remember those upgrades I mentioned a minute ago? Those add up quickly, and there's usually not much flexibility there either. And then the last con is going to be location. Most new communities in Northern Virginia are going to be farther out, so think places like Loudoun, Prince William, and Stafford. So if you work closer in DC, Arlington, Tysons, that could mean adding, 30 to 60 minutes to your daily commute. Now, there is some new construction in Fairfax County and Arlington, but it's mostly limited to larger $1 million plus single family homes. However, there are going to be a few townhouse and condo communities here and there as well. So if your budget is more moderate, your options closer to the city would be limited when it comes to new construction. Now let's look at the other side, resale homes. For starters, you're going to be looking in established neighborhoods. Resale homes are usually going to be in areas that are already built out. That means mature trees, sidewalks, community amenities, and nearby shopping centers. You're not waiting for the neighborhood to come together over time. Everything you need from grocery stores, restaurants, schools, parks, it's already there. Second is going to be your option for a quicker move-in. If you find a home you love and get it under contract, you can usually close and move in within 21 to 30 days, depending on your lender, really. Now compare that to new construction, where you might be waiting months for the new home to be complete. For buyers with lease deadlines or who are timing their move to coincide with the start of the school year, that time difference can make or break a deal. Third is going to be more negotiation power. So unlike builders, individual sellers may be more flexible. Depending on the market, they may accept a lower sales price, offer assistance with closing costs, or agree to make repairs after inspection. There's more room for negotiation. For example, you might negotiate for the seller to replace the carpet or replace a leaky faucet. And then finally, we're gonna talk about character. So new homes may be more modern, but older homes typically offer a little bit more character, right? You're gonna have details that you don't see in new builds, maybe things like crown molding, occasionally a larger yard, brick exteriors. So if you value charm and individuality, a resale home might feel more special to you. Now, of course, there are also gonna be drawbacks with resales, right? First comes maintenance. Older homes mean older systems. A roof might have 5 to 10 years of life left, or an HVAC system might be near the end of its lifespan. So that's why home inspections are gonna be so important. They help you understand what's coming next, what's down the line. You might be able to use that information to negotiate, and if not, at least you'll know what to expect down the road. Second, energy efficiency. Homes built 20 or 30 years ago do not meet today's energy standard. You might notice higher heating and cooling bills, draftier windows, or insulation that doesn't hold up to current building codes. And then third, we have cosmetic updates, right? Even if the home is in great condition, it might not match your style. You might want to update the kitchen, refinish the floors, or paint over some dated colors. So while those projects can be fun, they also require time and money. The key is knowing what you can handle now and what could wait until later. So which one's the better choice, new construction or resale? The answer really comes down to your budget, timeline, and lifestyle priorities. If you love the idea of designing your own space, having everything brand new, and don't mind being a little bit farther out, new construction could be perfect. But if you prefer an established neighborhood, need to move sooner, or want a little more flexibility in your budget, resale might be a better fit. Sometimes buyers end up touring both types, realizing that their priorities shift once they see what's out there. There's really no one-size-fits-all answer here. The right choice is the one that makes the most sense for you, your family, your commute, and your finances. If you're thinking about buying in Northern Virginia and want to compare specific communities or neighborhoods, feel free to reach out. We'll help you figure out what option best fits your goals, budget, and lifestyle. I'm Krystal Walker with Ask A Walker. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.